So, up.
Woo!
Nice.
That was dope.
And good afternoon, everybody. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're doing all. Let me start that again. I hope you're all doing amazing. I'm your host, Armando Ortega, and welcome back to another episode of the Mind of Mando. I'm pretty excited right now. Very, very actually excited because of a couple of things. One, we're listening to the Elder Scrolls Online soundtrack right here in the background. If it sounds a little bit closer, a little more crisp or anything like that, I'm actually, I'm actually using my my record player again, along with the speakers. Oh wow! Delicious. Two. Let me turn that down a little bit. The second thing is, like I told you guys in the past, I got myself a PC, an actual tower and everything. And it's great because remember when I got my laptop a few months ago and I told you that it cut my rendering time to a fourth of what it used to? Well, when I first edited off my PC, it cut off even to a fourth of that fourth. And it was amazing. Like last video, yeah, it's just a little bit of a learning curve and everything, but last video, literally after editing everything, it probably took all of 5-10 minutes to render and get exported. It was amazing. Well, the other thing, which is great, it's my Friday. It's Friday. Fridays are my Friday now after all these years, finally. And what else? Oh yeah, as you guys can see here, I have a new setup. Finally, and everything. My own table right here in this corner, setting up my podcast arm, my fan and power, everything going on. You can see my PC in its beauty, metal casing with his red side panel and everything. It's a gorgeous machine. I love it. I mean, I'm only gonna upgrade it from here on out, but it's a gorgeous machine. And the fact that I have a place where I can sit down and game with my homies and have a podcast arm. I don't have to break down every time I get done doing an episode, because that was part of the reason why I would slow down also doing episodes, because not all the time I would use a podcast arm. I spent money to do so, but it would just be so tedious, so repetitive, so like unnecessary, because why should I have to build up and break down every single time I just want to talk into the mic? But you know what, this eliminated it, because I finally, although I think I'm gonna change where I just placed it, because I placed it in the back of the table, but I feel like I'd have more, more chances to actually place it on the side of the table and everything. Like better, it would work better for me. But yeah, no, it's, for right now, what I have, it's beautiful. I have my gaming mouse, my gaming keyboard, my wireless headset. All of this is wireless or wired if I want to. Right next to my PC, and I'm also putting this picture up here, you're gonna see my record player with my speakers. You're gonna see Super Saiyan 4 Goku. What's up, baby girl? My cat Peaches, she just absolutely loves me right now. I don't know why. And that's where I'm playing my speakers. Just rearranged everything. And if you guys see my wall Funko Pops right under it, you're gonna see Mr. Bold and Brash.
I call it bold and brash. More like belongs in the trash.
I was a kid when I watched that episode and everything. Thought it was funny. Now it's hanging here next to me at my setup. I love it. The last few episodes, a lot of serious talk, when it comes down to police situations. How do you say it? What else? Controversies. Basically a lot of negativity. My last episode, as you guys remember, it was more about DK oldies. The reason it was more about DK oldies, if you hear me clicking in the background, I'm on my computer. I'm actually updating some stuff on my Steam and everything. I can do it now. That's the fun part. I can do it now. Oh man, it's just moving up for me. So yeah, my last episode is about DK oldies, talking about their practices, how at the end of 2022, when I first found out about them and I was binging a lot of the videos, I really liked it to the point where I started contemplating, actually ordering stuff from them to like expand my love for retro gaming and actually being it. Mainly the N64 I wanted to get, the Jungle Green version. But as I also stated, when I saw their pricing and everything, that kind of threw me away, because it was just like, okay, well, it's retro consoles. They're valuable now here in 2023. I get it. Well, I guess at that point, at 2022. But no, you go to eBay, you go to Price Charter, you go anywhere, you'll see that even the most well taken care of consoles don't even cost that much. So it was just kind of weird how DK Oldies was, charging an arm and a leg for the consoles that everybody else who was selling the same exact thing were charging a more reasonable price for. But I guess I'm doing a recap now. But when I said, I kind of figured out how they would justify their prices, basically being like, oh, well, we open up these consoles, we clean them out, if anything's broken, we fix it, we test them over and over again, we make sure that the inside, how do you call it? My lady's just texting me. That's good, babe. She buys a lot of dolls. She's just telling me how she loves her dolls and everything like that. She's a very huge collector of Hello Kitty and anything Sanrio. There we go. So they do all this extra stuff. People fixing consoles, people cleaning and making it shine like brand new. Not just consoles, but games. If they're scratched, they have this buffering machine that they use so they can make game discs like new again. And also controllers and all that stuff. But then it's no wonders they have to put this much of time and energy and resources and manpower into making sure that their products are absolutely pristine, basically like brand new. No wonders they need to cover those costs. Not only that, they have to get bubble wrap and boxes and print shipping labels. Well, I guess the customer pays for the shipping also. And yeah, basically that. And then you got to drive it down to the post office or whatever their carrier choices and everything like that, and pay all these extra stuff that we as consumers do not see, And that's why I would try and be like, they have to do all this stuff and justify their prices. Until recently, I think last time I was like, oh, this past 2 weeks or whatever. No, apparently this has been going on for the past few months. I just hadn't seen it. But I think it was able to concentrate more these past few weeks. The fact that people are coming out, people on YouTube with far greater fan base than a lot of the smaller YouTubers, of course, who actually have reach, who actually have a huge voice that means something, that carries weight and everything. And you see that these people are buying stuff from DK Oldies, and they're receiving them, and they're like, hey, you know what? We're going to test them. whoa, this console isn't working. This game isn't working. Why is nothing working? Isn't this refurbished and everything? I paid for a refurbished console. So they go and they check everything out and they open up the consoles. And as you guys saw in my last episode and everything, and by the way, my last episode also carried the links in the description towards the videos that I posted up in there. It was just an absolute mess. Like piles and mounds and years of dust, like just caked on, just things just not working properly. You saw a Review Take USA, his PS2, his disc drive was just absolutely like not good. The sound was terrible, and I think the worst offender was Kreisky. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Kreisky? I don't know. Where he bought the N64 and he just absolutely refused to power on. It just refused to display anything. It just refused to work and everything. Kreisky, if you guys don't know this, Kreisky is a guy who also goes to garage sales and tries to look for like retro games and consoles, and he like tests them, opens them, fixes them up, etc, 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 and then he sells them himself. He actually shows his process on camera, as far as I've been able to see, which is good. The only problem is that how do you say it? My cat was doing something weird right now. The only thing was that not the problem. The good thing was that he was actually able to have the ability, the resources to actually open up. I should re-download Left 4 Dead 2. To actually open up the console and deduce what the problem was, and the fact that the only problem in the game was that they just needed to clean it up. Get out some isopropyl alcohol. Get some Q-tips. Just take out the motherboard. Clean that up from all the gunk and dust that was in there. Clean everything else up. They didn't even need to solder anything. Nothing needed to be replaced. Nothing needed to be repaired. Just clean it. Just clean it. That was it. More than just blowing an air canister into there. He put it, he after he cleaned it, he set it all up and it worked perfectly. And it's insane. Well, anyways, why am I bringing this up? Why was I bringing this up? I go on these long rants and I forget what I'm saying. Oh yeah. So yeah, that was basically the topic of my last episode. Was it as serious as, I don't know, a woman taking another woman hostage at gunpoint and then being shot at, and then people being outraged despite months or a year prior to that? No, a couple months prior to when that happened, a man doing the same exact thing with the same exact results and nobody batting an eye. You know, it's not as serious as that. You know, it's about video games. It's about retro video games. Today, even though I did that short recap, it's just, I don't even think it's going to be that long, because honestly, it's just, one, I want to put something out there for you guys, but two, it's just more of I'm stoked right now. You know, it's like I'm happy with, you know, it was a long journey, it was a long road and everything like that, and I know that it's still gonna be a journey that continues. But as I sit here right now, fresh out of work, at my own personal desk, just playing some nice Elder Scrolls music for myself and you guys, just seeing everything that I managed to accomplish for myself, it makes me stoked. So what I want to talk to you guys about today, just you know, just fun stuff, you know. What is it? My buddy and I last night, because, you know, as you guys know, the Sons of the Forest came out, you know. The Sons of the Forest came out a few days ago, if I'm correct. And how do you say it? It's the sequel to the game The Forest, which came out, I believe, in 2014. Yeah, I remember when I had my old laptop back in 2014 and everything. And how do you say it? What is it? 109? Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm just, like I said, I'm just doing stuff in the background too. And when I got it back in 2014, I thought it was a very interesting game because of how it was just like, oh, look at these crazy things, these crazy stuff that you have to, like, you know, go through. Plane crash, survival, your son's missing, some mysterious people are, you know, just doing what mysterious people do. And I'm installing Left 4 Dead. And you know, it's like, it was fun. I played it while it was still in its alpha stage. I don't know how long I played it for. All I know is that I didn't play it for long, because what Steam does, it saves the last time you played something, like only the date. Haven't seen anything specific when it comes down to time, and it says the last time I played it was in 2014, the same year that, you know, it came out. So how do you say it? I don't touch it again. And my buddy, he's bugging me like, oh, get a PC. And I told him last night, because like last night when we were playing, because we were playing The Forest last night. Last night when we were playing, I was just my MMO mouse, my keyboard, playing on my own desk and everything with him. I'm just like, oh, bro, I'm so happy I got a PC. This is that. He's like, I've been bugging you to get one for like months. And I was just like, yeah, well, a huge reason why I didn't get it is because you were annoying the hell out of me. So of course I didn't want to get it. And he just laughed at it and everything because he understood. But how do you say it? I didn't touch it again. And next thing I hear, the Son of the Forest is coming out. I'm like, a sequel? Man, maybe I should play the original one again. And my buddy, he wants to play the Sons of the Forest. And I told him, man, I'm gonna hold off on it and everything, because I'm like, I kind of wanted to replay the first one. And he's like, you know what? I'll just get it. Why don't we just play the first one, and then once we get used to it and everything like that, we'll play the Son of the Forest, and we'll be able to appreciate it. And I'm like, yeah, no, that's down. So we played last night, as you guys saw in the intro clip and everything. We needed water and food because we were dying, and instead we were jumping off cliffs into the ocean. And it was just a bunch of fun, you know. I enjoyed it. The forest is really fun, and here's the thing. I think I said it in my second episode. We played Green Hell, which is another survival game and everything. But instead of taking place, you know, in the forest, it takes place in the rainforest, Central South America. I think it was South America, and yeah, wow, this game is downloading fast. Holy crap! So. How do you call it? So yeah, so it was in South America, I believe. And in Green Hell, I feel like there's a lot more stuff that, how do you say it? A lot more features and everything. Because if you play Green Hell, like, don't change any of the settings, make sure that the game, all the features are turned on and everything, that it is a very, very, very difficult game, because it kind of, you can die a lot quicker, and a lot of more things are riskier to you than the forest. For example, there's this insanity meter kind of thing, you know? And I remember this kind of freaked me out the first time me and my boy played it and everything, because the insanity meter, or the insanity whatever, it can come at you in multiple different ways. Either you are not drinking enough water, or more commonly, you're not getting enough sleep and you're slowly losing your mind, or you're eating random bugs or whatever, thinking you're gonna get protein, but in reality it's just ruining your psyche. Spiders, you eat spiders and everything, and that happens. It's like, how do you say it? It's weird, because I remember when that happened to me, when I started losing my sanity in that game. I was wearing my headset, fully immersed, noise canceling and everything from outside, and next thing I know, I'm hearing some random dude whisper at me, and I'm like, bro, was that you? And he's like, what are you talking about? And I was like, did you just say something to me? And he was like, no. And I'm like, I just heard a guy's voice and everything. And then it comes again. I'm like, you didn't hear that? And he's like, no. What are you talking about? And so I guess he finally told me, he's like, oh, bro, that's probably one of the effects of the insanity stuff. So I was just like, oh man, that sucks, but that's cool at the same time. Well, at least for me. Well, we died, of course, and everything. And oh my god, don't even get me started on the Jaguars. The Jaguars, what is it? The Skull Tribe in that game and everything, which is like honestly a lot more tame than the cannibals in the forest. The forest cannibals are pretty crazy. But we started playing again the forest. Well, I started playing again the forest last night. He played it for the first time. He really loves the forest. Like he was like, bro, this is better than Green Hell and everything. He likes it better than Green Hell. That's fine. That's cool. For one, I enjoy the forest. I really do. There's just something very different that Green Hell offers to the forest. Like, yeah, the concepts are the same and everything. You're in the wild. You have to survive. There's things that are trying to kill you. Well, at least in Green Hell, things are trying to kill you. Like, there's poisonous tree frogs, there's jaguars, there's like black caimans, there's I believe pumas are also in there. Are pumas indigenous to South America? Let me search that up. I can, because I'm now on my computer. I'll just continue talking to him until I find it. So it's just like you have all these animals, and on top of that, the tribe. The forest, as far as I've seen, as far as I remember and what we saw last night, it's the mutants. Well, at first, the cannibals. The cannibals are pretty scary, because I will tell you this, they do seem to have like a more advanced AI than the tribe people from Green Hell. But when it comes down to animals, we jumped in the ocean yesterday. And we weren't even by a coast, and I didn't see any sea creatures. No sea creatures. At least Green Hell had caimans, you know. Let me see. What do they call mountain lions in South America? Or should I wrote down pumas? The South American cougar, Puma concolor, also known as the Andean mountain lion or puma, is a cougar subspecies occurring in northern and western South America. Oh, hey, wow, that's cool. All right, well, there we go. I don't know. I found it odd that there was mountain lions in that game. But I will tell you this: the forest, very fun, very cool. I wish we finished the story in Green Hell. I don't know, maybe we'll go back one day. But I wish I finished the story in Green Hell. We were always making jokes that his woman was always so indirect and weird and everything towards him when he was just trying to find out where she was at, because he doesn't know where she's at. She's like, I'm with the tribe. And then one night she's like, hey, what's his name? Whatever. Please answer me, because I guess we're not answering. We were falling asleep in the radio or whatever. And she's like, every time we're asking her, hey, where are you at? I'm trying to find you. Where are you? She's like, don't worry about me. Just, you know, it's like, yeah, she's getting a train ran on her by the tribes people. But the forest, it's about finding our son. Where did our son go? I already know a chunk of the story and everything, and exactly what we're about to face next. My boy doesn't, so I'm not trying to ruin the story. But yeah, so that's really our adventure right now. Playing Hogwarts Legacy, which honestly it's very fun. I do enjoy playing that game. I feel like they're gonna update it more. They have to update it more in the future, because what I found out is the way they're writing it is that Sirius, I guess the headmaster of the school, he banned Quidditch for a year. I forgot the reason though. So you can't play Quidditch. You can still ride a broom, but you can't play Quidditch, which I feel like they should, at least the DLC at least, bring it in the future. But also I wish they updated like a lot. The appeal, including the appeal towards me for Hogwarts Legacy, was the whole it's not going to be like, oh, the school's in danger and you play as a character that you have to save the school or whatever. From what I'm getting right now, it's just like you're a new student at Hogwarts. Yeah, there's a story going on and everything like that, but you're essentially just playing your own character, and you get to choose the type of wizard or witch that you are. And how do you call it? You can learn the three forbidden curses and everything, and everybody wants to learn Avada Kedavra, and I don't blame him or anything like that. I want to learn it too. I'm almost there, but it's just like, how in Red Dead Redemption 2 you have what is that called, a moral meter or something like that. Basically, you do good decisions even when interacting with random NPCs or whatever. You do good choices and everything like that. Be friendly and everything. Your meter goes to the right, and it gets more to the white side, being like, oh, you're being good, and that affects people and how they see you and interact with you. Even the NPCs, that determines how they talk to you, how they treat you, everything like that. But if you're doing all the bad stuff, robbing people, robbing stagecoaches, robbing trains, murdering random people, stealing, etc., 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 it's gonna take your meter down to the left, more in the red area, and now people are gonna act towards you accordingly and everything. And it gets to the point where if you do enough crime in one town, all those the town sheriffs are gonna be absolutely on guard. As soon as they see you, they're gonna try to arrest you, and it gets to the point where they're just gonna try and kill you. I wish something like that was in Hogwarts Legacy, because there's not. Like, there's multiple videos on YouTube from what I can see right now that look at Peaches being weird. There's multiple videos on YouTube right now where it clearly shows people in the school inside of Hogwarts being like Avada Kedavra and everything, kill somebody, and nobody bats an eye, And like, the only thing that they have a special for teachers and students to respond to what you're doing is when you're just running around the school in your undergarments. That's it. Like that's all they that's all they have something special for. They're like, hey, you put on your clothes. Wow, you're chilly. Wow, you feel free today, huh? This and that. Oh, that's not the appropriate school uniform policy, whatever. But what do you call it? Other than that, you could do Avada Kedavra in front of students, teachers, and no one's gonna say anything to you. I wish that could change at some point, because what's the point of making your character a dark wizard or dark witch and nobody caring? It's like there's no fulfillment. Like, no one's gonna be scared of you. They're like, hey, what's up, fool? And like, I just murdered like 20 people in front of you. It's like, all right, well, I gotta get to potions class. So it's, but other than that, Hogwarts Legacy is very fun. It's a very lengthy game. I mean, I'm not playing it super. It says here in Steam I only have 26.6 hours of it, and the last time I played it was on the 26th. So what was that, like what was it? Today's the 3rd, like 5 days ago, maybe. Yeah. I'm just trying to get a hippogriff. I just want to fly an animal. That's it. Other than that, I told my buddy today that damn, this fool played 61.8 hours. Holy crap. He's like, I don't sweat the game. I was like, you played more than me. So, what do you call it? I saw my old screenshots from Steam. I'll put some up. I saw my old screenshots from Steam, and what I saw was basically screenshots that I took back in 2014, and it was screenshots of when I was playing Left 4 Dead 2. And when I was playing Left 4 Dead 2, I guess I downloaded a Minecraft mod, and which made it that it had Minecraft style guns, and I guess the melee weapons were swords or pickaxes or axes. And it was cool how they made they changed the zombies in the game to look like Minecraft. Like the regular zombies that you kill that are standing around or running after you, they're just how do you call it? They're just regular green zombies. The jockeys, the one that pounce on you and start riding you and everything like that, sounds homo. What do you call it? Are they the jockeys or the hunters? I think the hunters. Are they? I think the hunters are spiders. Yeah. The charger, he's a zombie pigman. I guess zombie pigman. And how do you call it? The smokers are Endermen, and I think the spitters are skeletons. It's really fun. It's really like cool. I told them to download it. I'm down. Actually, it's done downloading. Yeah, it's done downloading. I'm just trying to replay that again because that game was really, really fun. We got to play Elite Dangerous again. Ready or Not, finally. I remember back in 2020, I was working, like when COVID was still a strong thing and everything. I remember I was working this one job and looking at my phone, and I saw people playing this cool looking SWAT game. And I was like, wow, that looks hella cool. That looks sick as hell and everything. And I was just watching. I'm like, what game is this? I want to buy it. This is not. And it said that it was a PC game. And I was like, I wonder when they're going to release it for a console. And they didn't. And I was just like, what the heck? That sucks. And I told my buddy about it. My buddy was just like, it's just that sounds cool, whatever. He never got it or anything like that. But what do you call it? I didn't know I was ever going to get the game. And finally, I got this machine right here, right next to me. And one of the first things I did was download Steam and get the game. And I played it. It's fun. It's definitely what I believe what Rainbow Six Siege was initially trying to be. Think about it. Rainbow Six Siege is about what? SWAT or whatever, trying to breach homes or businesses because these criminals are heavily armed, heavily protected, and they're they have hostages, and you have to take them all down before the hostages get executed or whatever. People just basically use it as a weird. You're supposed to be tactical. You're supposed to be efficient. You're supposed to plan and coordinate, etc., 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 because that's what it's supposed to be. You're taking a role as a law enforcement personnel trying to take down high risk, super danger criminal or criminals, because it's multiple. But people are just like leaning left and right, left to right, left to right, left to right, left to right, and everything, and just like essentially quick scoping and everything, and then they're just like throwing flashes and then just running right in and everything without backup, and everything, and then like they get down, they're like, oh, why did it happen and everything. You can't do that in Ready or Not because you don't know where everybody is. You don't know, like you play a map, like you're playing a gas station, and you clear out that gas station. And you kill X amount of people who have X amount of weapons who are located in certain specific areas. You play that same map again, it won't be the same. If you run into a room and there was somebody in your first run that had a rifle who aimed it at you and everything like that, and you had to put him down and tag him, next time you go into that same room, there may be somebody there with a gun, but instead of pointing it at you, they surrender. But then you shoot him and kill him. Well, there you go. Now you're a murderer, Or you go back to that same room. There's somebody there, but this time it's an innocent civilian. It's not somebody trying to hurt you or do anything wrong, and you shoot and kill him. Now you're a murderer, But you go back in. Maybe there's nobody there, but then somebody turns out. The second room that you're about to clear out, that's right behind you, somebody was in there. They heard you go into that room across from them, and they go behind you and they kill you right there. It's a very fun, you have to plan and coordinate. That's what I'm saying. I think that's what Siege tried to be in Ready or Not. And you know, they just failed. They just failed. Other than that, what do I have to say? Other than that, nothing else has really been going on with me, you know? Just living a day at a time, having fun. Huge plans for next month, though, with my lady. So I'm going to try and see how we do that. Anything else I want to say? No, not really. I mean, I'm pretty sure I said everything now, so yeah. All right, everybody. I hope everybody's having a wonderful, wonderful day. You guys are taking care of yourselves and each other. And yeah, until next time. See ya.